As we begin our Yoga Nidra practice, I would invite you to get as comfortable as you can. And that might mean moving around a little bit or switching your props or anything you need to do. If during our practice you need to change something in order to make yourself feel more comfortable, what I might suggest is to give yourself just a moment before you switch anything up and just practice a little bit of awareness. Oh yeah, there's some discomfort in my back, or there's an itch on my nose or something. And even if just for a few seconds, even if for just a few seconds you can wait and pause before an immediate reaction, that will really follow into our project of gaining more mindfulness. And then again, if that feeling persists, feel free to change anything you need to. Yoga Nidra means yoga sleep in some ways, and if we take that literally, it's no big deal because the part of you that I'm speaking to is still paying attention. So don't feel bad if you fall asleep. However, if you can, try to stay awake so that you can remember in your conscious mind what our experience was. If you fall asleep, like I said, no big deal. If you're a loud sleeper, I might come by and give you a little squeeze on the toe just to bring you back to consciousness, just so that we don't disturb other people's meditation. But if you happen to witness somebody's loud sleeping, just let that be something to pay attention to. As we begin this process, I invite you to feel your body lying on the floor. And for the next several moments, let's allow things to be just the way they are. If you have emotions arise or any other sort of awareness, whether that's a sound outside or a sensation in your body, I would invite you simply to accept that and feel that and just sit with that sensation or that emotion or that feeling, and without the need to change it or fix it, let's just practice watching it. So as we begin our practice, feel your whole body lying on the floor. Without the need to change anything or fix anything or do anything, see if you can feel the sensation of your entire body on the floor. I want you to remember what time of day it is and what season we're in, etc. And if I could ask you just to make yourself even 10% more comfortable than you are right now, do whatever it takes to even get 10% more comfortable. Again, let's forget that there's any correct or incorrect way of doing this. Let's just see what happens and be playfully explorative about the experience. As we begin our Yoga Nidra practice, I invite you to think about your purpose for being here. Plant a seed in your heart of an intention to either maybe gain greater insight, to be able to learn how to relax a little bit more, to be able to control your sleeping patterns a little bit more. Who knows? Your purpose is your own and it's legitimate. As you hold this purpose in your heart, create a kind of a mantra, like something, a one-word phrase that is both positive and present, but also real around this. For example, if you're looking for greater wellness, maybe your positive statement of truth would be something like, I am on my road to wellness. It is true, it is positive, it is also present. Or, I am experiencing wholeness in the moment. Or, I am open to new insight. Who knows? Say this a few times in your head, whatever that positive statement of fact is. And we'll use that like a seed, and our Yoga Nidra practice will be sort of the conditions to let that seed bloom and grow. Now let's create an inner resource. I invite you to consider a place that for you is a sanctuary, a place that you absolutely love to be. It could be your favorite vacation spot, or a place that is designated as a holy place, a church or a temple, some holy ground. But in your mind, put yourself in your sanctuary. And then I invite you to fill in some of the details. What are some of the colors of your sanctuary? If you're at the ocean, perhaps you see some of the colors of the caramel colored sand, the blue-green ocean, the color of the birds, color of swimming suits or beach umbrellas. Who knows? What does it smell like in your sanctuary? Are there any scents that are unique or characteristic of your sanctuary? And what about sounds? What kind of emotions do you feel when you're in your sanctuary? And then give yourself a moment and just notice whatever you're experiencing in this moment. What is in your field of awareness? It could be something internal or external. It could be like a thought or an image, or maybe a sound or a smell. And I would invite you to welcome anything into your field of awareness. Just let it be the way it is. At any time during our practice, you're welcome to, in your mind, come back to this sanctuary. As we move further along our yoga nidra practice, let's cultivate some greater awareness by simply feeling our body. I invite you for a moment to feel the sensation of your whole body on the floor. Without any one particular part, feel the sensation of your whole body. As an observer, let's simply notice it without the need to change anything or fix anything. Your body is your body, and our job is to simply be aware of it. Specifically, let's bring attention to our lips. Just be aware of their presence. No need to change them or move them. Simply be aware of the presence of your lips. And now your teeth, your tongue, the insides of your cheeks, and your throat. Now I invite you to be aware of the sensation of your whole mouth. Just be aware of the presence of your mouth. That's something to pay attention to. Change the awareness, or change your awareness to your eyes. Simply feel the sensation of your eyes, and the sensation of your ears, both the outer structure and the inner structure of your ears. Be aware of the sensation of the back of your head, the crown of your head. For a moment, I invite you to feel the sensation of just the left side of your head, your left nostril, your left eye, your left cheekbone, your left ear. Now change to the right side of your head, right eye, right nostril, right cheekbone, right ear. Imagine the sensation now of the left side of your head. And then back to the right side of your head. Back to the left side. And the right side. Now, I invite you to feel the sensation of your whole head. Just feel the sensation of your entire head, sensation without any periphery, sensation without any center, just blanket sensation. Your whole head. What are you aware of in this moment? Could be anything, internal or external. Something spontaneous might come into your field of awareness. What are you aware of now? Let's bring our awareness now to our left arm, starting with your shoulder. Move down to your elbow and your forearm, to your left hand, including your thumb, your palm, and your fingers. Just aware of the sensation of your entire left arm. Change the awareness to your right arm, with your shoulder down to your elbow, down to your wrist and your hand, your right thumb, palm, and fingers. Like I said, nothing to do about them, just aware of their presence, all these sensations of these parts. Put your attention back onto your left thumb, just the thumb. Bring your attention to your right thumb. And your left thumb. And your right thumb. Now feel both thumbs simultaneously, aware of their presence. Sometimes things spontaneously rise to the surface. Spontaneously an image or a thought or an emotion might rise. Welcome anything in. Let it be part of the experience. What are you aware of in this moment? Could be sounds, could be sensation. Welcome any part of awareness into your experience. Without changing it, feel the sensation of your body as it breathes. Feel your chest and your belly, your back. Just be aware of the sensation of your body breathing itself. As an observer, you're simply watching it happen. Bring attention now to the sensations in your pelvis. Simply feel the sensation in your pelvis. And now trace the sensation from your left hip down to your left knee, your left lower leg, foot, and toes. Now to your right hip, knee, leg, lower leg, and toes. Be aware of the entire left side of your body. Leg, left arm, left side of your head, trunk and torso. Feel the right side of your body. Right arm, right leg, trunk, right side of your head, back to the left side. And then go back to the right side. And back to the left side again. And your right side again. And then just be aware of your whole body, both sides simultaneously. Just feel your whole body. And then open up your whole field of awareness. What are you aware of now in this moment? For a moment, repeat the words of your own mantra. Remember that positive statement, whether that was about wellness, whether that was about, insight. What is that positive statement of fact? And you might realize that in one moment I'm aware of this sensation, and the next moment I'm aware of that sensation. What we're noticing is that sensation changes. And by changing sensation, we reveal the unchanging awareness. I might be aware of this one moment and that, aware of that at the next moment, but I'm aware the whole time. Without changing anything, simply notice your breath. Begin to count your breaths down from 11. In your mind, think the number 11. And then the next time you exhale, think the number 10 and 9, etc. Just count your breaths. Simply be aware of your breath. And as you tune into the subtleties of your breath, if somebody were to ask you, what kind of energy do you feel? What would you respond to that? What kind of energy do you feel in your body? Do you feel a heaviness or a lightness? If so, where do you feel that? Do you feel it in your chest or your legs, your belly? What kind of energy do you feel in your body? Is it a warmth or a tingle? Or some other descriptive word? As an observer, just notice the energy you might feel in your body. Can you remember a time when you felt very energetic, vital and alive and strong, active? Think of maybe that favorite active thing you like to do, if that's yoga or riding a horse or playing tennis or riding your bike. Can you remember feeling active and alive? As you recall that feeling, what do you feel that in your body? Do you feel that in your arms, your legs? Do you feel that in your chest? Does that sensation, if you were to associate a color with that sensation, what would that color be? Are there any emotions or memories that spontaneously arrive as you consider that sensation, that feeling, that energy? And you might be surprised at how readily that feeling was able to come into your body. Maybe it was a little bit slower in coming. Who knows? We're just paying attention, right? Now, can you remember a time when maybe you felt tired? Maybe just a time when you didn't feel like getting up and getting onto your bike, or just remember a time when you felt low energy? What does that feel like? And for a moment, can you just allow yourself the remembrance or the feeling? What does it feel like to be low energy? Where do you feel that in your body? Is there a color or any other image associated with that feeling of low energy? Remember, we don't have to fix or change anything. We're just dancing around with the awareness of these two different types of energy. Now, can you go back to the first type of energy, that energetic, alive quality, and maybe you remember the color, or maybe you remember that place in your body where you feel that. What does that feel like to have that energy? What does it feel like to go back to the tiredness? Where do you feel that in your body? Maybe you remember the color or the memory. Go back to the energy again. Go back to the tiredness again. Now, let's not think about this much. Just let it happen. I invite you to feel both simultaneously. Without trying too hard, without rationalizing it. If you can, try to feel both simultaneously. What is the part of you that is large enough to feel both? This in one moment, and that in the next moment, but maybe both at the same time. What is the part of you that is large enough to feel both? And you might, again, pay attention to the fact that in one moment there's energy, and the next moment there's tiredness. But these changing energies reveal the unchanging awareness. We start to slowly uncover the fact that there's something that's always paying attention. And in your mind, I invite you to repeat that positive statement of fact again. I'm on my road to wellness, or I'm slowly gaining insight. I'm on my road to abundance or understanding. So for a moment, let's go on a little mental journey. I invite you to imagine yourself walking down a hallway. And as you're walking down the hallway, you feel your body moving. You feel your arms swaying at your side. You feel your legs moving. You can hear the footsteps on the floor. Vision as if you're seeing through your own eyes what it looks like in the hallway, what it feels like in your body. You're walking down this hallway, further and further down a hallway. Just letting yourself go deeper and deeper down this hallway. Now, let's say there's a room off to your left, and you open the room and there's a perfect small little theater with a screen and one seat, and you sit down in this movie seat, and lights dim, and on the screen appears all of your thoughts. You're just watching your thoughts on the screen. Can you pause for a moment and just notice what your thoughts are doing? As an observer, are your thoughts moving quickly? Are your thoughts moving slowly? As the observer, can you just let your thoughts run and be your thoughts? Don't try to change them or fix them. What are your thoughts doing? Can you allow your thoughts to just be your thoughts? But notice, with a sense of listening and awareness, how do your thoughts affect your being? Do your thoughts create feelings, emotions, or sensation? What are all the ways in which your thoughts affect you? And remember, as the observer, we don't need to fix it or change it or do anything about it. We're just noticing our thoughts and all the way those thoughts affect our whole being. Let's try an exercise. Imagine that you could allow your thoughts to just keep rolling away on the screen, but as the observer, you could stand up out of your movie seat and walk out the theater and let your thoughts be your thoughts. And you're just going to simply walk down the hallway. Just let your thoughts be your thoughts, and you're going to notice yourself walking down the hallway. Just let your thoughts be your thoughts. Be that part of you that is large enough to notice your thoughts. The idea that our thoughts are a big part of us, but only a part. It's not the full portion of who we are. Part of us is body, part of us are thoughts, part of us is emotions. What is the part that can encapsulate all of those? The part that can be aware of thoughts, the part that can be aware of your body. For a few moments, I invite you to open your awareness to anything you happen to be experiencing in the moment, whether that's tiredness or vitality, a sensation in your body, images, emotions. And for a moment, give yourself the freedom to experience whatever you're experiencing. Rest in simple awareness. So there's nothing to change in the world, there's nothing to do. Just be awareness itself. For a moment, I invite you to remember your sanctuary. Remember some of the colors. Remember some of the smells, the sounds. Remember your favorite place. And in this sanctuary, as you feel a remembrance of what that feels like, realize you can always come back here in waking consciousness or in dreaming consciousness. Notice the experience you're having in this moment. And then, again, repeat to yourself your positive statement of fact. Remember that mantra you set for yourself? In a moment, we'll finish our Yoga Nidra. But before we do so, I invite you to simply feel the sensation of your body. Feel your whole body again on the floor. Feel your arms and feel your legs. Nothing to do, nothing to change. Just feel your body. And the degree to which we've been able to gain in our awareness, simply be aware of this bigger part of ourselves that is synonymous with awareness, will be the degree that we can take this back into our everyday lives and be more present in our relationships and in our jobs, and see how this vital part of ourselves is the core of all of our being. We'll move back into our lives with vigor, with purpose, with clarity. In the moment, I'm going to ring the bell, and that's going to signal the end of our Yoga Nidra practice. Yoga Nidra is over. Let's start by just being aware of our body and maybe making our breath a little longer now as our Yoga Nidra practice is over. Put a little bit of movement in your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a second to move your body a little bit, and as you want to, we're going to do a little roll over to our side and maybe allow the eyes to flutter open. And then as you're ready, we'll come back up to a seated pose. Take your time. When you do come up, if you choose to, put your hands together at your heart, with your eyes closed. A couple rounds of deep breath to feel your body. Everybody, thank you for practicing Yoga Nidra with me. Namaste.